the Cowboys Super Bowl bound? He's setting records against Bill Belichick's defense.
We've talked about this on the show before.
Are the Cowboys now Super Bowl contenders?
Are the Cowboys in better position to win the Super Bowl right now?
You can pick one of the guys, one of the teams from the NFC East, whether it's Philadelphia or Dallas. And I think right now, based on paper and what you see, the Dallas Cowboys are a top 5 Super Bowl contender.
Shut the fuck up. God damn, nigga.
Well, I heard you yesterday on the Stephen A. Smith show say this makes them a top 4 contender for the Super Bowl.
I think so.
Stephen A., you said that.
He sure did.
I think so.
So we asked everybody, will Dak help the Cowboys to win another Super Bowl? Guess what, everybody? 85% said Stephen A. They said no.
So ask Cowboys fan, Christian Parker, the new defensive coordinator. They drafted Caleb Downs. They've answered all your questions. It's a brand new defense. The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Nick,
Of course.
Where have you been?
Super Bowl!
They are back. The star. Jerry, we're loving it.
New year, same nonsense. I stopped watching ESPN years ago, and honestly, it wasn't because I suddenly stopped loving sports. It was because I got tired of the same conversations being recycled over and over again. Every day it felt like the network was trapped in an endless loop. LeBron James, Cowboys, LeBron James, Cowboys. Sprinkle in a little controversy, add a hot take, and repeat the process tomorrow. As a Cowboy fan, do you know how exhausting it is to hear Stephen A. Smith farm Dallas Cowboys hate?
They will mess it up, just wait. The accident, they will let you down, just wait. The accident, waiting to happen.
At some point, it stops being analysis and starts feeling like performance art. The Cowboys could sign a player, draft a player, lose a player, win a game, lose a game. It doesn't matter. Somehow it always circles back to the same routine. Eventually, I reached a point where I said, you know what? I'm done. So I stopped watching ESPN entirely. The only time ESPN enters my life now is when somebody clips a segment and throws it onto Twitter. That's it. If I see something from ESPN these days, it's because the algorithm dragged it into my timeline. Which brings me to today. I saw the news about Ryan Clark being let go by ESPN. Reports indicate Clark was part of a broader round of cuts at the network. To be honest, I genuinely don't care enough about the firing itself to make an entire video about it. What caught my attention was the last clip I see of him on ESPN. It reminded me of something that has apparently survived every executive meeting, every programming change, every layoff, and every sports media evolution imaginable.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
ESPN still cannot quit the Dallas Cowboys. Think about it. We're sitting here in 2026. Streaming has changed everything. Sports media has changed. Podcasts have exploded.
He said he gets accustomed, you're a customer.
Podcasts have exploded. Independent creators are everywhere. Fans have more options than ever before. And somehow, we're still doing the exact same Cowboys Super Bowl gimmick every fucking offseason. Every year, it's the same script. Can the Cowboys finally break through? Is this the year? Are the Cowboys contenders?
Are the Cowboys now Super Bowl contenders?
Is Dak Prescott under the most pressure? Can Dallas get back to the Super Bowl? The names change, the coaches change, the coordinators change, the roster changes. The discussion, it never changes. And here's the funniest part. ESPN knows exactly what they're doing.
Okay, RC, let's talk about what we all love to talk about. Let's talk about them Cowboys.
Cowboy fans get angry and click. Cowboy haters get angry and click. People who are tired of hearing about the Cowboys click just to complain about hearing about the Cowboys. Everybody participates in this machine. The Cowboys became less of a football team and more of a content strategy years ago. That's why whenever I see these debates now, I don't even get mad. I'm honestly impressed by the consistency. They've been running the same play for decades and people still line up for every single season. So when I saw the Ryan Clark news and immediately saw Cowboys discourse attached to it, my first thought wasn't about Ryan Clark. My first thought was, wow, ESPN is still doing this?
Let's talk about them Cowboys.
Different year, different headlines, different personalities, same Cowboys content factory. At this point, the most predictable thing in sports isn't the Cowboys falling short of expectations. It's ESPN finding a way to make sure we're talking about the Cowboys, no matter what the story actually is.
One of the things that people who watch you know is that you have some favorite targets. And one of them is a certain football team that plays in Dallas.
Yes.
Why do you hate the Cowboys so much?
Because their fans are truly the most nauseating, disgusting fan base in American history. If they went 1-16 and the season ended on January 5th at 7 p.m., by 7:15, they'll go, you know we're gonna win the Super Bowl next year, right? This is who they are. I mean, they can pass gas and they'll tell you it's perfume. This is what they do. And so, you just get so sick and tired of listening to them. The misery. I don't know, as a sports guy, I don't know if anything brings me more pleasure than seeing Cowboy fans miserable.
You're a fucking liar! Shut up!
What really annoys me about this whole thing is that it feeds into a narrative that honestly isn't even true. For years, sports media, mainly Stephen A. Smith, has pushed this idea that Cowboy fans spend every offseason screaming Super Bowl or bust, as if we're all sitting around in July planning a parade route through Dallas. That's the stereotype. That's the joke. That's the image people have been sold. But where exactly is that coming from? Because when I talk to Cowboy fans, whether it's online, at work, in comment sections, on YouTube, or on social media, they sound a lot like every other fan base in sports. They talk trash, they defend their team, they get excited about offseason moves, they overreact after wins, they overreact after losses. Fan behavior. The same thing Eagle fans do, the same thing Chief fans do, the same thing Lions, Bills, Ravens, and 49er fans do. Every fan base talks themselves into reasons for optimism. That's part of being a fucking fan. The difference is that most fan bases get to have those conversations amongst themselves. The Cowboys have those conversations broadcast nationally, and we got this fucking moron, Stephen A. Smith, who's one of the biggest culprits of why we have this narrative about the Dallas Cowboys. That's where I think the perception gets distorted. Every single offseason, ESPN and other major sports networks start asking the same questions. Then they spend hours debating those questions for ratings. The problem is that after months of hearing those discussions, people start confusing media narratives with what actual fans are saying. The network plants the seed. The network waters the seed. The network spends 6 months talking about the seed. Then when the season ends and Dallas falls short, everyone turns around and says, look at those delusional Cowboy fans predicting the Super Bowl again. Hold on. Did Cowboy fans create that conversation? Or did sports television create that conversation because they know the Cowboys generate attention? Because there's a difference. The Dallas Cowboys are one of the most valuable and most talked about sports brands in the world. And they've been a media magnet for decades. Whether people love them or hate them, they draw attention. Even discussions among sports fans regularly point out that networks lead with Cowboys topics because those segments generate engagement for both fans and critics.
All in the game, yo. All in the game.
And that's the cycle. Talk about the Cowboys all offseason. Create expectations. Debate those expectations every day. Then blame Cowboy fans for expectations that the media spent months manufacturing. I'm not saying there aren't Cowboy fans who predict a Super Bowl every year. Of course there are. Every fan base has those people. But the idea that Cowboy fans are uniquely delusional compared to every other NFL fan base, I never bought that. I think what we're really seeing is the result of decades of nonstop national coverage. When one team dominates headlines, every opinion from that fan base gets amplified. Every hot take gets amplified. Every prediction gets amplified. Every unrealistic expectation gets amplified.
In overtime, Dak said, this is it. This is coming after we saw the master put down the master. We saw the master put down the master last week. We saw what Bill Belichick, the master, did to Tom Brady, the master. So what does this make Dak? Y'all go get y'all Super Bowl tickets. Get them early right now. Ain't nothing to stop this train because we even got more help coming. We got people hurt that are Pro Bowlers that are coming. Oh.
And eventually, people stop seeing individual fans and start seeing a caricature. The reality is much simpler. Most Cowboy fans are just fans. Some are optimistic, some are pessimistic, some think the team is a contender, some think the team is years away, just like every other fan base in the NFL. The difference is that ESPN can spend an entire week talking about what random Cowboy fans tweeted, while another team's fan base gets to exist in relative peace. And after all these years, I think that's what has created the illusion more than anything else. Not Cowboy fans, the coverage. but we'll just have to wear it. I'll tack it on my jacket.
Shit, let him tack it on my jacket. Don't make me no never mind.
I'll take it. Just know this. If we ever do get over that elusive hump, y'all better come outside. And remember, at the end of the day, we're all going to die at some point.